The only exception to this video are narcissistic men and men who are extremely addicted to drugs. This doesn't work. Their dopamine system has been completely hijacked, and what they want isn't truly natural to humans. So if you're dating someone who has psychopathic, sociopathic, and deep, intense drug addictions to the point that their priorities are skewed, this does not apply to them. In fact, it's best to walk away, all right? It's one of those things, it's best not to deal with it. But if that's not your case, then understand that this is kind of similar to women. You'll watch this video and y'all gonna say, oh, this is similar to women. It's true, but it's a little bit different. I was talking to a client, and I get a lot of male clients who are from the Philippines, like guys that are expats. And he was telling me, and he was actually surprised. He was like, man, these girls, man, like they just want me for my money. And I'm like, keep going. And he gets mad that he sees a lot of escorts there, right? And he said that he finds it surprising that he feels empty. And he says, like, I thought I just wanted sex. Like, why is it that I feel this way? And I told him is that a lot of the times we kind of mix up our physical needs with our emotional needs. In fact, for men, it's really hard to distinguish. In fact, for men, our emotional needs come with a Trojan horse of physical needs. And so we unconsciously gravitate towards banging a lot of women, and without you knowing that the real source, the real hunger, what's really motivating you isn't your physical desire for sex. It's your desire for intimacy. But the problem is that as guys are usually more disconnected. They call that alexithymia. When you are unaware of how you feel, you don't know how to put into words the emotions that you feel. So as a result, you almost have like a physical blindness. You know how people have color blindness? Well, some men experience alexithymia, which is physical, emotional blindness. And so what they'll notice is that they'll gravitate, keep having sex. And no matter how much he gets off of it, he never gets enough. He can never fully settle. Well, what's happening is that you have an infinite hole, and that's sex, a desire for poom poom. And so this guy, I told him, I was like, look, dude, like what's really happening here is that you're really lonely. Like you don't have a connection with yourself, and you're so disconnected to yourself that you don't even notice that what drives you towards hooking up with women isn't sex. It's really loneliness. But you are your own worst enemy, because as soon as you get close to these women, because you're so like unaccustomed to having emotional intimacy with your own self, that when it's finally time to connect with this woman, you push them away. And so you get in this cycle of unhappiness. And so that's the point of this video today. We're going to talk about, and this is part of the video series of the 10 commandments of men that women should follow, like understanding male nature. And this one is one of them, is that guys have a desire that really isn't sex, but it looks like it's sex. Especially when you're young, but if you're a guy, you'll notice that this desire morphs into something darker and more empty and more bland. And that's a desire for connection, right? So let's talk about this. So look, men need this more than sex, right? And the first thing that guys need, way more than sex, and that's being seen. Now, what does it mean to be seen? That means being able to see a guy's flaws and him not having to hide. What a guy, if you really think about it, when you have sex, you get naked. People are seeing your vulnerable sides, the size that you fucking flick and it hurts, right? Right? And so that vulnerable side is something that most likely that guy that I was talking to, he experiences, where he feels vulnerable, but he doesn't know who to open up to, right? And so he thinks that he really needs to have sex, but in reality, he just wants someone to see him for who he is. And so what does this mean? Well, that means a guy wants you to know him for who he is. You have to learn to see him. You have to notice, oh, he likes this, he prefers that. Oh, he likes this athlete, but he hates that athlete. Oh, he gets depressed sometimes, or he sometimes suffers from anxiety. You having the understanding that you understand those needs. With sex, it's kind of similar, right? And it's kind of parallel. A guy likes a woman who knows what he likes, who knows how he likes it done and how he doesn't like it done. Well, a guy that doesn't truly know himself will only keep it at that level. He'll think that that's how you satisfy him. A guy who doesn't know himself will just keep it at the superficial level. Once you get deeper, he starts to realize that he doesn't just want his sexual needs met in that way. He wants you to be able to predict what he needs in normal life. Oh, he likes his cookies this way. Oh, he likes his cookies this way. Like me, I like ice cream, right? And I remember I had a friend of mine who would always give me ice cream. Like literally, like he was a good friend of mine, but he always had ice cream in the fridge for me. Because I like tamarindo ice cream. I was like, yo, dude, you're a fucking cool guy. He was like, yeah, I got this for you, man, because I know you come over often. I'm like, dude, yo, you motherfucker, man. What are you, gay? Right? It's understanding my needs and understanding my insecurities. And usually that happens because you have what these people call your mirror neurons, where you're able to sense that in people. And the beauty about it is that this becomes reciprocal. They start to meet your own needs, which then creates a cycle. He notices your needs, you notice his needs. And this creates like a whirlpool where you guys grow together, and it creates a beautiful thing, right? That's how people fall in love, right? Now, outside of that, it's not just seeing the patterns and understanding what makes them unique, understanding their flaws. Honestly, I swear to God, the people who I love the most are the people who their flaws were the most lovable part about them. The parts that they thought was a turnoff to me were the parts that I loved the most. You know, I like the fact that you have this insecurity, man. Like I don't want to see you cry. Like, oh, this makes you unhappy. Like I'll be thinking of that thing that makes you unhappy, and that would make me fall in love with you. Oh, that person tried to do that to you. Oh, really, motherfucker? Like those are the things that like almost like arouse you to want to help as a guy. So the next thing is to be loved. Now, what does it mean to be loved? It's not to change them. It's not to feel something for them, but to see them for who they are and not need to change them. This is why, now, changing doesn't mean like compromising. That's not what I'm talking about. Changing means he's a narcissist and you're like, oh, he needs to change. Changing means, oh, he's a crackhead and he needs to change. Listen to me. When you're in that situation, it's an immovable object. Addiction and neurosis, a lot of times, like narcissism, it's an immovable object. Don't try to push that. What I mean is seeing their vulnerable side and being there. Knowing that they're depressed and maybe they lost a loved one, and you don't have to say nothing. All you gotta do is just be there. Sometimes sensing that this person wants space, you can sense it and you give it. So it's not just seeing it, but also knowing what to do once you see it. And sometimes it's just doing nothing. Sometimes a guy just wants you to be there without having to say a word. That's how guys are. Guys, like, something bad happens and we just be quiet. Like or we'll talk about another subject, but we look at each other and we kind of know that I'm just here for you. Like, we could talk about whatever you want, but I get what you're going through. Right? And a lot of guys, if they're not in touch with themselves, they're gonna find this kind of gay. Like, what the fuck you mean? Get in touch with my inner self, man. What the fuck you talking about, man? Some gay shit, nigga. Right? By the way, people, y'all have been purchasing my paintings. I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually shocked. Not shocked, but flattered. Like, you guys have been buying more paintings than I expect. So thank you so much. Like, seriously, like I have no words to describe the level of gratitude that you guys see my art, and you guys are like, I like Father Alex's art, and I can't wait till he dies so that I could resell it. It's truly unbelievable. It truly is a beautiful thing. So to be seen, loved, those who can't accept that from you. Okay, so the next thing is guys want to regress, right? Now, what do I mean regress? Look, everyone is tired having to be an adult. Everyone is tired having to act like having to act like they don't want to see you. Everyone is tired having to act cool. People want to just stop acting and regress. Cry when they need to. Feel ashamed when they need to. To be like a kid around you. Not having to put on an act. Not having to hold in your farts, people, right? Like, we want to regress to be to be like a child and not have to put on that, oh, I mean, I have it my whole life put together. I want you to be able to see my flaws. I want you to know that I fucking hate that person. Oh, I could be a little racist too, right? I want you, oh my fucking God, he is racist. I'm not racist, people, man. But then why you were saying you wanted a slave yesterday? People, we can all dream. Doesn't mean I'm gonna have one. Like, that's crazy. Like, that's wild ass shit, man. Right? We want to regress. We want to be able to burp. We want to be able to stop acting. You know, to be able to cuddle up in bed and you caress us. And it kind of goes down to this one, right? It's physical caresses. Men like physical caresses. That is a form of regression. Oh, I don't want to be his fucking mommy. Okay, whatever, man. Whatever. All right, whatever. But all right, look, this is me. If you want to do that, go ahead. I don't care. Then I'm not talking to you, okay? Oh, I don't want to. It's like me saying, oh, you know, like it's a woman. It's pretty good to know how to cook. I don't want to cook for my man. All right, whatever. All right, cool. All right, go get your Jake the white guy. Go ahead. Go ahead. What the fuck? No, like I like being able to sometimes act like a kid, and have like almost like that same feeling that my mom gave me. I want you to be able to feel that same way for me, to be able to give you that feeling that your dad gave you, or never gave you, right? Or that you wanted. People, we have unmet needs, and they're all usually from childhood. These feelings don't go away. This is why people fall in love. This is why people get in relationships. They want those needs met. You know, and it's when you're in a relationship, people unconsciously want you to do that, some more than others, and that's the difference between people. But at the end of the day, we need that, and we gotta stop acting like we don't. We gotta stop acting like we don't. This is why guys put on an act, because they don't want to show that they need someone. A guy wants to show you he needs it. Me, I'm kind of shy with that. Like, I remember the last girl that I was with, like I noticed something in me that when I knew that knowing that she knew how much I really appreciated her made me feel awkward. Right? And she would be like, and I would notice that she's like, okay, this guy's acting weird. And she didn't know that's how I behaved. And I'm like, and she would look at me like, why isn't he like sitting close to me? And I'm like, but it was because I was afraid of intimacy. That's what it was, you know? So my needs, every guy wants emotional intimacy. The problem is that some guys feel too awkward. Some guys are like, they weren't taught to be physically intimate with people. And so this need never gets met. And when you try to get close, they'll push you away. When you encounter that, you can't force it. You have to, some guys will only stay at the superficial level their whole lives. They have too much blockage, right? They have too much narcissism sometimes, and you can't change that. A guy who will change, you offer them the chance to come with you at that vulnerable level. And if he wants it, he'll follow you. And if he doesn't, he won't. And you got to accept that and not force it. Because then you make it even worse, you know? So yeah, this is how you do it, man. Men want to be seen, to know their flaws, loved, to be there for them, to understand them, not have to change it, but to be a comforting presence, not changing them, right? They want to regress to that childlike state, right? And they want physical caresses, to feel like a kid. Like this guy over here, right? Anyways, let me know what you guys think, man. I think that, yeah, that's exactly what they want. Yep. I think that this is actually a beautiful thing. If you guys want to learn how to apply this in your lives, man, go to mindfulattraction.org. I have courses, man. Y'all got to buy those courses. And don't forget, buy painting from me. If you want a custom painting, just click in the comment section, let me know your email or Instagram, or let me know you want a private painting. My paintings start at $1,500. If you want a more affordable painting, we could also scale it down to like $1,000 for a smaller one. Or we could have them where me and my students collaborate on a painting where I do the last 50% and they do the first, you know, and it's much more affordable. Or you could show me what you want and I could guide my students how to do it, and that's like $300. Like I have price ranges for everything. And we also have like $50 drawings. So if you guys want a $50 drawing, just comment down below, just say, hey, where can I get an affordable drawing? And we'll find a way to work it out. I gotta come up with a system. Somebody help me with that. Let me know, man, because I think my artistic career is about to skyrocket, people, all right? Anyway, sorry. Anyway, take care, bye-bye.